Hey gang, welcome to the Harmonica Man channel. Talk about harmonica, play harmonica, have a little bit of jackassery going on. Let's rock a little bit first, shall we? There we go. Buffering, even on my phone. Yay! Technology. Come the fuck on. So much for the intro. Okay, what should we talk about? Seeing as how even the phone is an idiot. Man, it won't even stop. It's just keep going around in circles. Gotta just love this technology, right? Oh, I'm so sick and tired of this goddamn cabin of mine. Sometimes I wish I could just burn it down and move someplace else with some actual modern technology that actually works. Oh boy, it's hotter than hell in here. It's like 100 degrees in here. It's just starting to cool off to about 80, 82 outside. Um, so I got the fans on me right now, and that's why we got the green screen thing doing all this crap because of the fans. Huh, weird. Looks like I'm wearing a purple shirt and it's blue. Got a new camera well, I've had it for a long time, but I just decided to hook it up and see if it was any better than the other camera. I'm not sure. I still had to turn it down to the standard like 480p. I mean, it looks good on my end, but it probably doesn't on yours. But I did that just so there wasn't such a big lag. And I think I'm going to change it over here and let me know if it changes anything, like definition wise. I don't think it does, and it's darker too. I have no idea. This is 720, and I can't do the 1080 because you actually have to have the advanced package for StreamYard to do that stuff. Let's see. Oh wow, that must be nice. 66 degrees. That sounds real comfy. It gets down about that temperature at night here the past couple of nights. Hopefully it does again. That way I can take the fan and blow the cold air inside the house and cool it off in here again so I can sleep anytime before, 6 a.m. Yeah, that's another reason, why I need kind of a modern house. Even if it costs me a little bit for AC, it's still going to be worth it because uh, the things that's wrong with my noodle is it's hurting me because of the epilepsy and everything. And I got to stay in the shade an awful lot. And so heat stroke is a very real threat. And if you can't get away from it and cool down at all, you're pretty much screwed. So, and plus, get this, I was busking earlier down at the grocery store again, and the other grocery store had kicked me out a couple of weeks ago. And once every couple of days, I'll go in town and do it at this other grocery store at the other end of town. Well, they came out and said the same dumb shit. Apparently, they don't want buskers there or anybody, you know, doing anything because it is private property, and that's a law. You can't be making money on their property and shit like that, which is fine by me. But the only public places that we have is where traffic just drives by. Nobody is going to stop. It's just a big open area, unless they got a farm market going there where people stop in. Nobody's going to stop in and see it. So me standing out there by myself in the hot sun with a big black wool hat, I'm not going to last very damn long. And it's not worth it because there's no money in it. I'm not going to make a damn dime standing there, performing and, moving around a little bit and trying to look like an ass on purpose because it's funny. So now the next couple of days, I'm going to have to go to another town, and I'm going to be over there anyways for doctor's appointments and blood tests and things like that. But after that, I think I'm going to have a nice cool lunch someplace, treat myself to something for a change. I don't know what. It's only going to be a couple of bucks, but you can almost guarantee there's going to be ice in the drink, whatever it may be, a slushie or whatever. Then it's going to. Then I'm going to probably try a few hours of busking again and see if I can't make any money. But I'm going to try to go into a different place and see where, if I can go to a different spot, then it might be a totally different action than what I've been trying before. And I'm not going to carry as much stuff with me because, last time I went for Amanda's thing there that we were all supporting her with, shit, I wasn't feeling worth the shit, and I had to bring my cane, and I brought a sign, and there's just too much stuff. And this way, I can just bring my harmonica case, my phone, fit right in my pocket, and yeah, tip jar. That's about it. I really don't need to bring anything else other than my clothes, and I might actually, wear something a little bit better than these old work T-shirts. That might be nice, but. So, trying new things. I want to talk about embouchure a little bit, and we have to do embouchure before we do note bending or anything else. And the first thing we need to do is, well, that one's got that green screen thing going on. Let's see if this one does it. Nope. I want to try this one instead. Okay, this is an A harp. Okay, first things first. When you're holding it, hold it like this. Put your finger and thumb right there and rest this right in the crotch of your hand. And kind of move your finger. See how it's, well, you can't really see it. See how my finger is away from where you put your lips? That's because you got to put your lips and put the harmonica deep. And you can see how deep I'm putting it in there, not just out here like whistling, but get my lips right up around there. I don't know how good you can actually see it. Notice how I'm holding it upward too. That way it matches the airflow. When your tongue, it's kind of bending like this as you're kind of bending up a little bit, and drop your jaw at the same time as you're doing this. And and that's your embouchure. And it'll take a long time to do it, and a lot of people do it with, and that was the puckering. Um, no, the edge doesn't go past your teeth; it goes right on them, or just a freaking molecule or two in front of them, just so you're not smacking your teeth an awful lot. Um, but yeah, you kind of got to protrude your lips out there a little bit, and wrap it right around and get it right there, because and then you're um, and once you got that going on, you kind of got to not like whistling, almost kind of like whistling, but um, not that part of your mouth, but kind of the inner part of your mouth where you're puckering. Let's see. It's kind of hard. It's kind of like a couple little muscles right here by your lower fang teeth. It kind of makes you pucker, and there's the start of your embouchure. And while you're moving your tongue at the same time, and it'll give you different, use vibrato that way too. And there's throat vibrato also, but we'll get into that some other time. But for so far as the embouchure, one of the most important things is just how you hold the harmonica, because, and you do want to do it like this, because a lot of times with your embouchure, and playing most music, you want your wah-wahs. See, and that way, it you close that chamber off, and it sounds like one of them things you put on the end of a trumpet. I don't know what they're called, but dampener or some damn shit like that. Um, so that's what it acts like, and I use a coffee cup a lot of times to do certain songs, but you got to be pretty advanced to do shit like that. Um, so basically, um, you're bending it down like that, so it gets into your lower part of your mouth, so the lower part of your tongue and your pursing is, gives you that perfect airflow in order to get the swoop, basically, before it hits the back of your throat. And that's where your air is coming from, from your diaphragm. We had that lesson on Patreon, and I got an old video. So it comes from your diaphragm and from the shape of your mouth and your throat. And open your throat out while you're doing this. You can probably see there's a movement right there. There's kind of a bone that's raised up there by your vocal cords and everything, and just under your jaw, your throat will open up, when you're taking a good breath, and it'll give you good breath control and flow. And this is just the pursing method. There's the tongue blocking too, and a lot of older players, from anywhere from the 20s to the 60s or whatever, did that, and it sounded kind of like this. And I can't do it that well. I'm not a tongue player. I incorporate it into things because I do octaves, closing off two holes at the same time, and then this, the breathing in and out of that one and that one, and these two, or whichever ones are blocked off, and to make octaves like. So you can play in a song and get your good embouchure. So getting the embouchure down and getting your tonality is extremely important before you bend too much. It starts off with you bending and everything too. Um, that's extremely important for you to get correct embouchure also, so it works kind of in tandem. Um, but other than that, it's just a breathing thing. I kind of want to try this again. Love my new amp. Well, it's not new. It's only played one gig so far. All right, you. If I can't get it back far enough to where it'll play. Huh. Don't know why it's buffering still. It's just weird. Just my luck, I guess. Son of a bitch! Let's not do that song. Obviously, it's Prejudice. Never had any problems with that kind of kind of stuff before on the phone. I wonder if there's like 3 raindrops in this.
Did you know you can save up to 10% when you bundle with Next?
No, I
It's
didn't.
all the insurance you need in one place.
Hate that shit too. Okay, any more questions? While I'm looking for this crap.
How could we possibly be on Mars? Nobody would believe me if I said I'm invited to go to Mars. I mean, there's serious technologies, and the people that are behind recruiting me have incredible technologies.
I'll be damned. It don't look like we're gonna be. This might be a short show. I'm just gonna play a little bit of something. How's that sound? Oh yeah, Harmonicats. Yeah, they were good. There's several groups. Um, there was a guy, little short guy, a dwarf, and he was part of that, I think, and he had 2 or 3 different harmonica bands like that, and they were pretty good. They all come together real good. The timing was awesome, and that was the most important part was the timing. Everybody's like, yeah, these modern players can't do it. I've seen it in the comments on the YouTube. These guys are the real deal and blah blah blah. Well, no. Modern harmonica players are pretty much alone. Them other guys, all they had to do is there's one guy on a bass harmonica, and the next guy was doing, and then the next guy did, and so there was like 5 of them, and it sounded like super fast and like they had a lot going on, but they really didn't. They were all just playing their part and keeping the beat, and the beat was kind of fast. That's it. But yeah, they're pretty good. The Harmonicats themselves, they're one of the best ever. I didn't get to see too much of them, though. I kind of grew up without a TV half the time, and religious stuff, all know about that. I missed out on an awful lot of worldly things that I could have been studying. Play some low down home blues. lower keys. Also, if you want to practice, do it on a C harp. That's why it's everybody's C harp is their first one, because it's like middle C. And any scale, it's just the middle C. But you get, like an F. Let's go here. You're on F. It's pretty high. And then you get the one I was just playing, a G, and that's pretty low. And that takes like twice the lung power to do something like that. So then you get, like the C. And there you go. That's, middle C. And then once you practice all that, then you can go up and down the different keys and get used to them so far as how your embouchure is going to go and all that stuff. Here, let me put the link in there. If anybody wants to come in and say hi, that's just fine. It's open mic now. Thus the lesson endeth. And if nobody comes in within a couple of minutes, I'll probably shut the thing down. I was going to play a bunch of, stuff from YouTube on here, but, country living. What I should do is hire a guitar player that's not a raging asshole to just do some bass stuff and stand over there in the corner or something. Don't say a damn word. That's what I should do. Or turn on a CD or something, but I don't want to get any copyright strikes or anything like that, so I won't play anybody's actual music. That way it doesn't mess things up, because it always does. But I kind of got a surprise in the mail today. Got a check that's going to cover my medications and gasoline going to the doctor come Monday and Tuesday. That's going to be great. So I don't got to worry about that, and I don't have to go try to find a spot to play downtown. I can actually mow the lawn and shit now, right? Get some chores done around here without having to worry about money too much. And in a couple of days, I can cash that check and get my medications again. But I think I got enough of everything to last me for, until then. If not, no big deal. It's not the ones that are super important. It's not like my insulin or something like that, or my crazy pills. But if that was the case, that's okay. I own a bucket and a hose. I'll just dip my head in cold water, and then that would help, right? Because it's summertime. It'd stop me from being so crazy, even though I might want to be crazy. Not going to use the amp this time. I'm just going to do acoustic playing. That was a lick that I used to play in a song called Switchin' Yard by the North Carolina Heaters. It's on an album that I'm not allowed to have, apparently. Family Things. So, it's still fun to play. Kind of like to, I I know what I was going to tell you guys. This is okay, sure. Um, I was going to, I was planning on getting a little bit more equipment and touring the country. But I need to get set up with some gigs, and I don't have, excuse me, any of my own music. It's just backing tracks. Excuse me again, my goodness. It's just backing tracks and like practice music, just downloading stuff off of YouTube or whatever. And so I can play a lot of it, from my car, because the phone is attached to the car, Bluetooth shit, or just do some busking on the street, or have like a concert kind of thing going on and stop in at different people's places and stop into your town if I get a gig or whatever that's going to pay me a couple $100 or more, so I can get to the next place. And I'll play for 2, 3, 4 hours. I don't care. Um, yeah, have a block party, do whatever, invite all the neighbors. I'll have my tip jar out there too. But it's not about making money or anything. I genuinely want to get out of the damn house, get on the road, and see some friends that I haven't seen in a long time. And because it might be my last chance to do so. You never know. So, right? So that's what my plan is. I got the little minivan. I can camp out right in it. Everything can fit on it. I got military duffel bags I can tie to the top. No big deal. I can sleep with my amp right next to me. That's also no big deal. I figured it out already. I can fit in there. The only thing I don't have is a shower and a toilet. But I figured there'd be KOAs and stuff like that. I could probably pay every other day, to do that at the KOA. Stop into Burger King or whatever and leave a big stinky, mark my territory. That'd be great. But anyways, I kind of want to come to everybody's town and, go around the East Coast, go down to Florida, and then cut across Texas and then head up towards Utah, then Wyoming, and then come up through Montana, and then straight across Highway 2, headed back towards Michigan. But I'll stop and drop down into Minnesota too if there's anybody that wants me to stop in and play and visit and have a cup of coffee and stuff too. That'd be great, being able to just go meet people face to face, social distance, whatever. Anybody wants. I don't really care. I mean, it's up to whoever. But this is probably I don't know. I don't have too many chances to gain any credibility because I already don't have the money. I already don't have the fans. I don't have everything that it takes to get out there and actually do something with a musical career. That takes an awful lot of backup. And now that I'm going to be 52 in September, and this might be the last time I get to go out there and actually jam and and just have some fun and be back on stage or whatever, and then call it a day when I'm done before the snow flies. I'd like to be back home right around Thanksgiving or shortly after Halloween. That way it doesn't snow me out here. And I think it'd be a pretty good trip. And I'm going to bring my books along with me too, a couple cases of books. And I have short story books and, my novel Curio. I'd like to do that. And whoever wants one, I got discounted prices and stuff, signed by me. And I'd kind of like to record some, what do you call it? Like samples. But I don't want to, get them on CD and shit like that either. Maybe I'll just get some of them little USB things that you plug into your computer and just make little copies of them or whatever. And then, I can start handing them out. I think that'd be pretty cool. One with every book or something, get samples of my music, shit like that. I think it'd be pretty fun, actually. and whoever musicians are along the way, they can also play. We can do a gig together or whatever. I think I think that'd be pretty cool because I'm all alone here in this cabin, getting tired of things not happening. So I have a wish list on Amazon. There's a few musical items that I need before I can hit the road. There's also stock up on medication and shit like that. I keep them in the van. That's just a given. Um, there's a few things here and there that's going to cost money before I even start. I'm going to have the gas money and all that stuff, and it might cost a couple $1,000s just to get on the road and get to another state. Just to have everything that I need without starving or some damn thing. um, but anyways, that's what my intentions are. So if anybody wants me to come to their town and play and have a good night out or whatever, and have a house party or a block party, or even go to an open mic night or something like that, even that'd be great. But I need to get paid, while I'm doing this. So it's not something that I can do just for free. Let me put this thing up here. It'll be cheap though, but not so cheap that it'll leave me stranded outside of your town. Okay. But yeah, that's with this thing here. Like I said, with these tracks off of YouTube, I got to figure out a way to get all this stuff. Um, Damn it! Don't you just hate it when your phone doesn't want to do what you tell it? I'm gonna try something here. Let's try this. It might work. Does this sound equaling out okay for you guys? unless you guys want me to do something else. I'm just going to have some fun and play till people start conversing with me. This one is an A, slow blues backing track, kind of jazzy. I'll play a little bit of minor, mix in with the major. what's next? I don't know. Talking to myself again, aren't I? I see 3 of you watching. I bet you're not, though. I bet you're just listening. You're probably eating a ham sandwich or something, huh? It's Saturday. I'm sure you probably got a beer, too. I wish I had a beer, but I just quit drinking. So, you know how that is. You got all your cravings and all that shit. That's okay. Don't need it. And there we go with the buffering again. Okay, this is in the key of B, so I'm going to grab an E harp and play a second position. It's called Snatch It Back Blues. I just made a video on this one not too long ago. And it's buffering again. Let's see if it continues. Oh, did something. Oh, never mind. I'm going to shut it off here for a second. Because dog's coming in to chat. Hey, how's it going?
Hello, mate. How are you?
Oh, pretty good, all things considered.
Oh, what's happening?
Oh, not a whole bunch. Really, just playing some blues this weekend. Just keeping myself company and thinking about doing a bunch of chores. It is summertime. I kind of want the yard to look real clean and all that. And thinking about getting my bicycle out and riding it around a little bit. It's for sale for like $100. It's a mountain bike. So, just trying to get rid of a lot of stuff and downsize things that I'm not using, basically.
Well, that's isn't that a spring clean, isn't it? They call that spring cleaning.
Well, kind of, yeah, but I'm just having a yard sale next weekend and getting rid of everything. Not everything, but a whole bunch of things that are just I'll never use again, and they're in my way. You know, from getting into other things. Like my bike is in my tool shed, and there's no other place to put it, so I got to move my bike every time I'm doing anything serious, building anything or fixing something. So, to hell with it. I'm getting rid of the bike. I never ride it anyway.
Well, that's it. I always, when I come down to me to throw something out, I think of, what does it mean to me? Do I use it? If I keep it, it'll just remain in the cupboard.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of it. Don't need it.
Right.
But then, obviously, when it's gone, you miss it.
I was thinking about...
Or you may need it. You go,
well, yeah.
I had one of them. So you go and buy a new one. That's usually the way. Sod's law, we call that, or I think you guys call it Murphy's law.
Murphy's law
such is life,
is
mate.
Something that if anything can go wrong, it will. And I don't know why that is, but that's usually the case about, well, I don't know, maybe half the time that's the case. Things do go wrong.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what Sod's law is. That sort of thing. So you throw something, say you throw something out, I won't need that, and then suddenly you need it. So you have to go and buy another one anyway.
Right.
Which in 10 years' time, you'll end up throwing it away.
Yeah.
And then you'll need another one for some reason. Something always comes up.
Or spend a whole bunch of money getting a storage space or something, and then never using anything in it ever again.
But everyone in the UK are a little bit flush with lockdown. They haven't been out spending their money, so some people have got some savings
no
to
money
get rid
to
of.
spend.
Oh, they've got the money to spend. They've got their savings now. They save it up.
Glasses.
They're not spending it down the pub or on frivolous things, on days out and that, because they weren't allowed. So they've got money to spend,
right.
And the scammers know this. The scammers have upped their ante a bit, and You get a lot more calls from Indians pretending they're from the DVLA and whatnot, and different departments,
Oh
government
yeah, and
departments,
you know darn
just
well. Yeah. Yep. You know his name's not Steve.
The second they ask for your credit card number, you know it's going to be nonsense.
Right. Yep. I used to get that all the time. Now I just get if there's a number that I don't recognize, I just let it go, and then and it usually has so many seconds on it. I can almost count how much it's going to ring, and then quit. And sometimes I'll get a voicemail saying, "Hi, this is so and so from such and such department, and we need you to call right away and save money, and your like Amazon account is bad or your PayPal account is bad." And it's like, nah, you're a scammer.
Well, this is it. Never give bank details over the phone or over the internet, to be fair, unless you're going through sites like PayPal and things like that. But then some of them they do scam you
gotta
with.
Be safe.
You got to check these the addresses out, because some of them dress up an email like it's from PayPal, but obviously it's not. But they're crafty bastards.
I get those all the time.
Well, it's a thing that costs billions a year. It costs the public billions of pounds a year, and these guys are getting it, but nothing's ever done. And to be fair, it was the likes of America and the UK. We set them up for these rip-offs, because we found it was cheaper to put all our call centers out there and things like that. So they handle all these major calls for companies. We set them all up, but then obviously as communications became cheaper and these jobs needed to be put onto our own land, let's say, we snatched away their jobs and they're left with all this equipment. What else are they going to do with it? Use it to scam people.
Yeah, well, that and the big companies that are basically on the internet and elsewhere, it's an information wars sort of thing, and everybody is exchanging your information. Everybody wants it for some odd reason, so they can market to you. And somehow, scammers get a hold of it from there too, and they screw you over.
It is the biggest commodity on earth, is personal data. Bigger than oil, bigger than anything.
Yep.
Well, this is that's just the way it is. Advertise. I mean, you can't, even if you've got every phone now automatically comes with Facebook on it, which you can't delete, and they have access to all your I mean, everyone's got a Facebook account from the past, but you've already given them their permission, and Google, any of these companies, to use your microphone when they want. And so even if your phone's in your pocket and you're having a conversation, you talk about Pink Floyd, let's say, you'll start getting advertisements for Pink Floyd in all your news feeds. Just for mention, for talking to someone about it in the stream. Yeah, well, you think it's a coincidence, let's say, but it's not. It's I'm not saying there's someone there personally listening to you, but there's algorithms listening to you, and they'll pick up on keywords, and they'll donate adverts according to what you do during the day, and it's impossible to go off grid now, because everyone's got devices
almost.
like that.
I leave everything at home at least once a day, and then go for a walk. and go outside and go out into the woods, and I'll walk for a couple miles out there with no phone, or they say don't do that stuff. Keep something with you so somebody can find you if you get lost. I'm a survival expert. I don't need any of that foolishness. I'm not going to get lost. I can walk for 100 miles in a big circle and I still won't get lost. Um, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I can be out there naked for 2 months and be just fine and fat and happy when I come back home.
Well, that's it.
It's just
Sun
so
rises in the
I'm not
east,
worried
sets in
about
the
having
west.
information with me. Yeah, pretty easy stuff.
As long as you got an idea of where you are, you can pretty
know how to
much
navigate by the stars.
navigate, can't you? Unless we are on a flat
Yeah,
Earth, mate, and then
I know
we
where to
haven't got a
find it.
clue, then have we? Well, obviously, them
Yeah,
guys
then we
are.
can fall off.
Well, they're living proof that humans can live without a brain.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't know why somebody would want to believe so damn hard that it started off as a joke, and then everybody's like, yeah, everybody's in cahoots against the public. This is what's really going on. And then they all get right into it and talk themselves into the stupidest shit to believe.
Oh, no, the
Why
flat
would you
Earth.
do that? Why would you even?
Flat Earth doctrine's been
It's
going for thousands of years. The Flat Earth Society itself was started off, I think, 15th century. The Flat Earth Society, original.
well, yeah, but everything
Yeah, well, everything
died
nowadays.
off, and everybody was ignoring it, for centuries. We just brought it back up recently, the past few years, and apparently
Yeah,
it's
just
cool to be
guys
stupid.
trying to. Yeah, well, it's just trying to make a, being a dislike is still a reaction on your channel.
Yeah.
So so being
Well,
stupid is
a
the
lot
new
of it
norm.
too is everybody knows the formula of making money and making a living somehow off of gullible people. They'll believe anything you tell them. They'll buy your books. They'll listen to your sermons, whatever. Just as long as you got people willing to listen to whatever bullshit comes out of you, and you can talk them into giving you a little bit of money or whatever, then you're golden. You're set. And it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. It's just snake oiling people who are willing to believe you because they're looking for some way to they need an external authority figure or a device or vice somehow that's going to save them instead of dealing with the hardships of thinking and doing the hard thinking for yourself in life to make things better. It's always okay. It's crap, so I need a savior, whether it's going to be the biblical God or so whatever comes up. Yeah, the flood is true, or dinosaurs. Captain Hovind with his dinosaurs and all that. That guy. Any little thing where you can make a money off of lying to people just to keep this belief system going.
Well, we know it's religion is a
Honesty doesn't
business
pay.
now. Of course it doesn't.
Yeah.
But
it's the same formula as in what's that stuff? Law of attraction. I don't know if any of my friends are still in it or not, but they do the same exact thing. It's victim blaming. Well, it's just you. You're not doing it right. No, I did it right. Whether, being a Christian and praying and repenting or thinking really hard, happy thoughts or whatever, but it doesn't work. Well, that's because it's you who's doing it. You're the one who's wrong. Always, you're the one who's wrong. It works. It's just you. Somehow you're not making it work. And the answer is never bullshit. You call shenanigans on it, and it's, you're just guilty of this. It's still you. And then they try to start another session of telling you even more bullshit that's leaning into another direction and getting you all happy and pumped up again and stuff. And then it's the same formula. Just I got the answer to save you from whatever is making you miserable or afterlife or whatever. And if you listen to me and you do this, then it'll happen for sure. And then you try it, and you come back the next week. Yeah, it didn't work for me. Well, it's because of the. So it's just a circle jerk. It's just circular argument and just keeping you on the hook by any means necessary because that's what salespeople do. The
Well,
bad
that's it.
ones, anyways.
It takes an extremely pragmatic and suave person to sell snake oil, mate. It really does, and to make a lot of money out of it, you have to
Yep.
gather that following as well, and that word of mouth that is an idiot who knows what he's talking about. Can I just say hi to the grey man in the? He said hi a while back, and you might think I'm ignoring him, but I'm not.
Oh yeah. Hi, Gray Man. Hi, Paul.
I'm Paul. Yeah. I said hi to Greg and yourself.
Yep.
So.
I also here. Let me put the link in there again in case anybody else wants to get in on this conversation. It's up to you guys. We've already been going for about an hour, so we can still go. Who cares, right?
There's people that don't understand, Randy, about leaving religion. I left when I was 10, and I was angry as a child for leaving. Angry for years. I was. My teens were very colourful with police involvement. Fortunately, I was a juvenile offender, so I grew out of it. But people who've never been through, who've never come out of religion, will never fully understand leaving that nonsense behind.
Right.
And it's not that you've lost the direction. You lost the total direction of where to go because you're so, they say indoctrination. It's basic brainwashing through fear. That's all it is with children. You still have fear, and and they'll move good times, like they'll move Jesus's birthday to coincide with a pagan holiday, just to get that money, just to get that instilled. This is when Jesus was born. No, it wasn't. He was born in the summertime, according to scripture, anyway. But this is what they'll do, and
right.
Just write your own Bible. I mean, because their Bible has been manipulated and rewritten so many times that no one knows what's true and what's bollocks. They all go on about the fire and brimstone hell. That didn't exist before 1611.
Oh yeah, I've talked to people about even. I talk to people about Christmas itself and say, okay, what about the story? So was he born in the manger? Was he swaddled in cloth? Was he put in the pig trough? Which one was it? Did they leave to Egypt or did they leave to some other land and then Egypt? I mean, it doesn't coincide. Were they three wise men or were they three kings or were they three shepherds? They all bring the same gifts and everything, but did they follow a star to the east? They're already in the east, so they follow a star to the east and somehow they wind up west in Bethlehem. What the fuck? There's so which, and then the excuse, and I've heard this just about every time. Well, it's true. It's just you don't understand. What the fuck are you talking about?
It says it all in Genesis 3.
It's the same one thing.
In Genesis 3, yeah, when God didn't want Adam and Eve eaten from the tree of knowledge. No, you must remain stupid. And if God was such a a good guy. I mean, why don't he wipe? If they disobeyed him, then why don't he just wipe them out and start again? Why did he have to wait till there was millions of people on the planet before creating a flood in Genesis? Why? Cain
Yeah,
murdered
because the
Abel.
character is a sadistic prick.
Look,
Well,
this is it.
it's a mentality of sadomasochism, master-servant relationship, and everything about it, from cover to cover, is believe or be punished, believe or be the bad guy, believe or you're a fool. It's all about believing it just to believe it.
Well, that's it.
And
What sort of loving God
it,
has a
you know,
torture
and
chamber
if
in his
you
basement?
right, well, that's the whole idea of the clergy is going to be on top, the government's going to be on top, whatever. Any external authority figure, has to rule over you because you were born guilty. You can't know anything. You're stupid, you know, and the only way out of it is simply believing. Everything else, and so you have to turn yourself into a guilty, submissive little bitch and believe everything you're told about yourself. You're not allowed to think about it or question it, but you are allowed to give all your earnings to people who don't deserve it. So the whole thing is just the whole thing is just a con, uh, basically proving itself to be a con over and over and over and over again. But somehow that is the virtue of doing lying and playing make believe and telling people they were born wrong is somehow a virtue, and it's disgusting,
Abs-
absolutely
ab-
disgusting.
no, you are correct. I'm having a row with a row, an argument, a discussion with a guy on Twitter at the moment. Who, when I said, Jesus was Jewish, in Scripture, hell was grave. It was a thing called Sheol, which means eternal nothingness or grave, and that is scriptural hell. But
Oh yeah,
when you tell them that the pit of fire, because in the King James Bible, he brings Hades into it. It's Greek god Pluto. He brings Hades into that, and that's when
yep,
the lake of fire and the torture chamber came into being. Was through King James in 1611, based on the ironic comedy series Dante's Inferno, which, if you ever read that,
yeah,
there's
that's what I
popes
heard.
in there. I think there's 3 popes in there. Pope Boniface VIII, in that book, in that it's Italian poetry, really. Has his own level of hell in Inferno. Because they were all bad, and there's Caesars in there. There's all sorts of religious
Oh
figures that
yeah,
are all in that, and and King James realised this and made it because of this book, which is written, I think, was written in 1320. It was Dante's Inferno.
something like
Because of
that.
this,
Yeah,
that's what King James had realised. Let's instill this new fear of hell. So all these people that are pleading their scripture, you're going to burn in hell and that. No, there's nothing in
yeah.
Christianity that says about fire and brimstone and getting your penis flattened and eyes pulled out for your kneecaps or whatever. There's none of that in original scripture. It's basically just eternal nothingness. You don't get the prize at the end of life, the eternal happiness. But at the end of the day, who in hell wants to live
I'm sorry.
eternally? That's just bad. Who wants
Yeah,
to live
I wouldn't.
eternally?
You know how boring that would be? You couldn't even commit suicide. It'd be horrible.
After like a couple of thousand years, you've done everything you want to do, and yeah, you're dead. You can't kill yourself. You'd have to get up and pray every
Right?
morning, and be the is it freedom, or are you just following nonsense? And to me, I think people are just following this belief, and I'll never
Yeah.
knock it, because if it gets people out of bed in the morning and gets them through life with a belief of something better at the end of it, especially recently, then good for them. But when they
Yeah.
try and force it
It's no
onto
big
others,
deal to me.
no. But
Yeah,
when
well,
they
that's the
try and
problem too.
force their
They do
dogma
it
onto
generation
me,
after generation after generation. They do it. Well, yeah, that too, and but their own children, even though they firmly believe it and everything, they don't give children a chance to look around and see reality and make a decision for themselves what they want to believe. Nope, it's right off the bat, indoctrinate them into whatever belief system you hail from and what land you hail from, and that's pretty much it. So you got another generation of people who just know because they've heard it their entire lives without ever questioning anything and been told they can't question it. So
well, well,
it's like a never-ending thing, and it just makes you wish a lot of them would just start. And it is increasing. A lot of people are leaving the faith, in all of them basically, unless they're in a country where they can't. So things are getting better, more secular and more humanist. And if anybody's watching this that thinks those are a bad idea, go ahead and go to the definitions of those things that I just mentioned and see who's the bad one. Go ahead, I dare you. Doing good
see,
for other human beings is not the evil thing.
I
But
have a massive
anyways, I
issue
don't
with.
want to talk about that stuff. I kind of want to talk about music and stuff because this is my
Oh right,
music
yeah.
channel.
Can I just
Um,
finish on this
and
though? I have
so
a massive issue with calling it indoctrination, because indoctrination is what parents do. Don't play near the road and don't eat dog poop and thing. That's indoctrination. I call it child abuse. That's a better word,
okay,
right?
yeah,
So music, yeah. So you're
yeah.
gonna
Go
teach
ahead.
me how to bend. You're gonna teach me how to bend a note.
Okay, yeah. Go back um, to the beginning of this broadcast, and there's some tips there for starting it off. I also have some videos on my channel. If you want a one-on-one uh, lessons and thing, join my Patreon, and you get free lessons. So and you can get them every week if you want. And that's like 25 cents for a free music lesson. You can't beat that anywhere in the world. And then there's like stuff on my videos and things too that I'll drop out there once a week. So yeah, I'll be more than happy to help you out if you want to bend some notes. You
Yeah,
got a harmonica?
to be fair and tell you the truth, the Patreon thing is something I'll probably do in the future for the lessons. Because at the moment, as you know, with my health issues, half my mouth doesn't work properly. So,
Oh,
or
okay.
especially my tongue. Um, I can bend a note, but it's literally moving the harmonica to a obscure position.
Right.
At bending a note. Um, and all I can play is
You
the Yellow
know,
Rose of Texas.
um, oh, oh yeah. So you play straight harp then?
Yeah,
Sound something like that?
Yeah, I got a nice one.
I can show you how to play.
A few years ago.
Oh,
I
go
got
ahead.
a Lee Oscar
Sorry.
in C. I got a Lee Oscar in C. It was quite a nice. It's quite a nice harmonica, but I know there's loads of keys and there's
Yeah.
flat keys as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which is obviously going to be a future project to, because I do like the harmonica. It's a nice sounding instrument, and it's only 20 notes in it really, unless you get one of them big long ones.
Yeah. I used to have one. I played our national anthem one time in front of 3,500 soldiers. Um, we did a tandem jump on Fort Bragg, and my band wasn't there yet. They were still floating down, I guess you could say. And I had to start, the proceedings. So I got up on stage, and I was still in the military then too. So the general's like, "Hey, just go on up and do your thing." So I did the national anthem on a Super 64. It's like a 13 inches long or something like that. It was, but it was kind of hard to do, but it sounded really, really nice. And
So
I
do you
miss
play in a
playing
band then?
things like that too. The chromatic.
Do you
No,
play in a?
I have several times. I've my relatives had a band for a while, for about 10 years, and then they all split up. And um, I've been trying to get a band ever since. And where I'm living now, I just can't. I don't know what the deal is, but nobody wants to start a band or take anything serious. So I'm having a really hard time doing it. And I've been on the big stage. I've been on a bus with BB King, played with Clapton. I played with toured behind Quiet Riot for a little while. All kinds of blues players on the circuit. Been to the Crossroads, all that crap, and been on 3 different albums. And here I sit, also disabled and broke. Need to get more harmonicas too.
You got your guitar playing cousin. Perhaps you and him is a star, isn't it? Really. All you'll need is a
Yeah,
bass
maybe.
player and a drummer. Then that's a start.
Yeah, but I don't think it would work out because I don't want to play with family anymore because I want to be in charge, and I don't want everybody else acting like they need to show me anything anymore because I'm done. I'm done with failure, and some of them, I'm not going to say who, but some of them really don't know what they're doing professionally, and um, there's going to be too much drinking and drugging and stuff, and I don't want to be in trouble. I want to be professional, all that stuff. This is, I'll be 52 in September. This is probably going to be my last chance to get out there if I start
So
pretty soon.
you're younger than me. Yeah, you're a few months younger than me.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's be some. Have you ever listened to some of the old Rolling Stones LPs? Their blues albums.
Oh yeah.
Mick Jagger's quite a pretty good harmonica player, I think. Well,
Yeah,
he
he's
can
all
play
right.
one
And they
anyway,
did
quite well.
Little Red Rooster pretty good, and what else? I can't remember because everybody's played a lot of those songs. They're just standard songs, for rock and blues. But
Yeah,
yeah, all them guys back
King
then
B.
started off listening to blues first. Yep. Can't remember who that was by. My knowledge of trivia is just I don't have it. Well, but I do know how to play.
Well, you've shown that with immense skill, mate. Immense skill.
Oh,
That
thank
you know
you.
how to
Thank
play.
you.
So, who is your favourite harmonica player?
Um, right now it's Jason Ricci. He's a younger guy too, but he's like he's also my music teacher. But I kind of quit. I can't afford the lessons, um, and he's starting to get out there and do gigs again. But he's like one of the top two harmonica players on the planet. He's right there with John Popper, and he's played with John Popper, and he's been nominated for Grammy awards, and I think he got one time too. And I'm not sure what all his entire shtick is, but they're all just fantastically good. Awesome guy too. Very personable. Um, More than happy to help you out. He's just an awesome guy. But he's my favorite harmonica player.
I only really know Magic Dick.
Oh yeah, he's good too.
But
If you want to learn about actual harmonica players, there's a podcast, something. I don't know. I'll look it up and catch you some other time. But anyways, this guy interviews the top harmonica players on the planet, and it's about an hour, and they'll tell where they came from, their music story, and how they play, and they'll actually play a little bit, and then get right into the nitty gritty details of what they're doing, and it's really cool to learn from these experienced guys like this. So I'll let you know in the future. I can't. Memory's not working right now.
Yeah, it was a thing though, because I play a guitar, fairly competent on it. It's always out at parties and that. Not anymore at the moment because, as I say, I had the stroke and I can play the very end of the Tenko theme, which is just an open strum, basically, open notes, because obviously my left arm doesn't work. And the idea was to, make family gigs a little bit more interesting and be a bit of a one-man band. And that was the idea around it, but obviously I didn't get round to doing that with work and time, and then
them strokes really take it out of you.
Yeah, it was it wasn't a great thing, but hey, I'm still here, which is all right.
Yeah,
I know I'll get back. I know I'll get back to normal.
Now you just need to
rehab and
recondition your limbs and your tongue, and just make it work somehow, even if you got to duct tape something up there.
Oh yeah, I'm talking again. When it first happened over a year ago, I couldn't even speak. And certain senses are coming back to me ever so slowly and whatnot, and I'm getting well. But I did manage to get up and walk.
That's good.
But obviously, I took a nosedive a few months ago. But yeah, I'm still hanging in there, and I'll be back to normal. I'm told I should gain back full function and
I wish
get
the
my
best
hearing
for
back
you.
and my eyesight and whatnot.
Really do.
No, I'll be fine, mate. Even if not, I've enjoyed my life. If not, I'm not gonna complain. There's a lot of people worse off than me, mate.
Right.
All these original sinners.
Yeah, I gotta get reminded of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll pray for you, mate.
Yeah, okay. What was I gonna say? I don't know. I'm probably gonna need somebody to travel with, anyways. So I don't know. I haven't figured it out because, speaking of the health issues and stuff, there's a lot of, I'm an epileptic. I have, once in a while, I have seizures. I'm a diabetic and my sugar likes to drop when I'm not expecting it. Um, Crohn's disease. I had a heart attack, open heart surgery a couple of years ago. Just all kinds of dumb shit. My legs want to quit working on me once in a while. And I'm getting entropy and shit. I got little girly arms and everything now because of it. But I'm starting to feel a little bit better, and that's why I say, I want to get out there and try it one more time to be on stage and have fun, and show people a good time in music and everything, and make them feel good while I have the chance. It's really not about me. It is sort of, but then it's about my purpose of making everybody else happy and getting them out of this freaking plague mentality, of everything is gloom and doom.
Well, you've got your back in music. Why don't you go and do an open mic night somewhere? Surely
I don't know where there are any.
Well, look them up. There must be some close to you. A lot of bars and clubs do.
They're about 35
nights.
miles away. The closest one's about 35 miles away, and I might be able to do it now that I have, next week, now that I'm going to have some gasoline. So I might just go out and, who knows, I might meet up with somebody that, plays a badass guitar and sings and stuff too.
Well, this is it. If you don't try it,
right?
But even if you just get that feeling back, that urge to pursue it again, that'll be good. Should try it, mate. Try for your open mic night.
Yeah, but the thing that is with open mic nights.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Well, with open mic nights, the thing that is with them, they'll you sign up on a sheet, and then whoever's, you could be the third person on there, and then they'll just skip over you because the guy who's running the show, his buddies just walked in. So they'll get them up there, and nobody sticks around. They play their shit, and then they walk out the door. They don't want to listen to you or anybody else. They just want to be heard. So you're the only one standing there, and they're keeping you at the last in line, and nobody's in the place, right? And then you get up there. It's what happens to me, anyways. Holy shit! You should have been up there first. You could play it all night. You're awesome. Blah blah blah. And it's like, it's your fault. Why even have a list? Why even be that dishonest of running a damn show? People don't know how to run a damn show. I do. I've started up all kinds of places in Wyoming and freaking, Chicago and North Carolina. Shit like that. And people just don't know how to do a proper show and be fair to everyone so everyone's happy. It's just sad. But I can try. I can get out there and try still.
Where are you now? Where are you now? In America.
You mean living? I'm in Michigan. I'm in northern Michigan, right about this part right here.
Northern Michigan. I'm looking up Michigan.
Or northern lower Michigan, I should say. I looked a bunch up already today, so I wrote a few of them down I might be interested in going to. Some of them are closed, of course.
There's obviously loads and loads in Detroit. I don't know how far you are from Detroit.
I want to see when there's a blues picnic. Detroit Blues Picnic, something or other there, a festival in a park. And it's supposed to be in the summertime, and I want to go there so bad. But, I'll find out. I got to make some money before I can travel and do much of anything, really. More information, more money.
Well, I'm seeing a
And I'm
lot
trying. I'm
here,
trying to do it without cutting my internet off too.
but
Have
I
a
don't
good
know
night,
where
Gray
you are.
Man. Sleep well. Oh,
Bye, Grey
I'm
Man.
in a little town called Kalkaska.
Well, how far are you away from Lyon, Flint, Howard City, Milford, Pontiac?
About
I don't know.
150 miles or more.
All right.
Yeah,
Place
that's the
called
lower part.
Holly.
Yep, I've heard of that. Heard there's a lot of good music
With,
there.
with Holly. Yeah, I think.
Such a nice sounding town. I bet you it's full of muggers.
I live in the middle of nowhere, literally, and it's all countryside around me, and I'm sandwiched between two quaint market towns. But
Ah,
even there in the UK, there's just crime and nonsense goes on there all the time in both towns.
sad.
Nowhere in the world, mate,
Real sad.
is crime free. Well, it's a system, isn't it? Really,
No.
it's
Yeah, I
just
don't even. Yeah, I don't have protection yet, unless I don't want to carry a pistol with me, but I might have to if I'm going to be on the road. There's some nasty people, and all I'm going to do is go to the gas stations, camp out someplace secret, and then like a national forest, and then head on into the gig or whatever and stay nearby. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to play it as safe as I possibly can. But I don't want to have to buy a pistol because I don't have one, but it looks like I might have to, even if it's just a tiny one, to keep, in the back of my pants or in my shirt or something. I don't want to have to use anything like that, but I sure don't want to get jumped and then, get killed and have all my stuff stolen.
yeah.
Had that happen to me in Chicago. I got my stuff stolen. Hated
We
it.
have that here, but it's knife crime. Uh, we have very little gun crime here because obviously with
Ah,
guns, well, they're not illegal if you have licenses and
right.
cabinets and to lock them up in overnight. So mainly shotguns. Rifles a little bit
Yeah,
harder to get a
Paul.
license for. Silencers are virtually impossible to get a license for. Um,
Oh wow. Yeah, Paul can tell us all about that stuff. He did on a couple of his live shows doing taking apart and putting together weapons and stuff, and it was pretty cool. He was telling us all about the stuff over there in the UK. But here in
the,
America, you know how it is. You can own a damn howitzer. You literally. I watched a video today. The howitzer that I used in the army. Someone bought one of those because they just discontinued them a few years ago, and they're out there in the Arizona desert lighting them off. Just and to be clear, this gun is 43 feet long, tip to tip, and it can go. The bullet is 200 pounds, and it goes 18 miles,
wow.
and it has nuclear capability. Yes. So why the hell would somebody need something like that other than just to be a show off? It's stupid.
Well, yeah, I don't really get that Second Amendment law of yours. I think it's very outdated. And people do,
Yeah,
they're
it
going to
wasn't
take
meant
away
to
our
do the
guns.
stuff that we have in today's. Yeah, it's not. It's
Well,
not meant for today's society.
yeah, people have abused it.
It's just people are fear mongering. That's all. But the militia, the free militia is supposed to be the National Guard, even though they're not free. They're the military. But that's the militia, and it's just to free us from a crappy government. But the government controls them, so it doesn't matter. It's all irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. Other than you should be able to protect yourself, but to a point. You don't need to be driving a tank around. America is just ridiculous with guns, and it's always somebody else's fault. They're coming to get a. No, they're not. They haven't yet. Shut up. And to me, people who have to have that many guns just because they're afraid and it's bigger and better and badder, they're cowards. They are cowards that are afraid of everything. Otherwise, they wouldn't need them, right?
These massive automatic weapons and automatic rifles and things like that. I don't see the point.
That.
But
Small
that's
arms,
because
perhaps, yes.
obviously here we've grown up without guns, so we haven't got that.
Yeah, it's not a big deal to you.
Constitutional patriotic vibe about guns and the right to own them.
The thing that is, everybody's afraid of total either socialism or Nazism. Either way, statism coming to get everything and force you out of your homes and just look like a movie or something or past history. The way that society works today, they already got you. You're already their slave. You already work for them, paid taxes so they can walk off with all the money. The oligarchy, the few people who's ruling, the ruling elite, and this isn't, conspiracy theory, they admit it. They show it on the news. This, like America, a couple $1 trillion. Hey, we're just going to give it to rich people that don't need it. Who's going to pay for it for the next 5 generations? The poor people. While they're still being taken advantage of in every single way. Just so a few people can rule over them. It's wrong. Well, it's morally wrong. And then they're saying, we're coming to take it. They could have come and took your guns anytime they want. If our world governments can see on your front porch and to see a coin and tell you if it's head or tails, and then launch a rocket that can destroy and obliterate your entire neighborhood, they don't need to come and get your guns. It's irrelevant. That's like trying to shoot a pea at an elephant. You're going to lose, no matter what.
America to me seems incredibly divided still.
Yeah, we are. Families too. We got family members who call each other enemies now because of Trumpism.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah, until Trumpism is obliterated, and how you do that, I don't know. I mean, in the good old days, presidents used to be assassinated, didn't they? Bad presidents, anyway.
Yeah, the good old days.
Yeah.
Or at least somebody tried to. One or the other.
But he obviously,
I think I'm going to...
Yeah, go on then, mate.
I'm going to end this stream. Is there anything you want to shill while you're still here?
Nope. No, it's just nice coming on and say hi.
Oh. Okay, then I'm going to let you go. Thank you for coming on and talking for a while. It was great having you on, and I'm more than happy to help you out with the music and strengthening up your tongue and your embouchure and all that stuff. I'm more than happy to do it. So And anytime you're ready, I'm fine with it. And
Yeah,
that,
I do my
and I'm
phonics
going
every
to.
morning.
Okay, I'm going to put you on mute for just a second, and I will see you after the stream. Okay, gang. Thank you for coming along and watching Harmonica Man. That's me. It's been great. It's been educational. Had a little bit of fun. We're going to do this in the future. So, if you want to support me, all the links and crap are in the bottom under the screen there. Blah blah blah. You know, um, that's pretty much about it. Other than keep playing harmonica, and as always, remember,